Stardust.
Warami Baribu.
Dear Stardust.
Dear Stardust.
Dear Stardust.
Dear Stardust.
Dear Stardust.
Dear Stardust, I'm writing this letter in my home on Kaurna land in Adelaide, and I'm reading it aloud to an audience on Gadigal land in Sydney. How do we think about interconnectedness in 2087? In my lifetime, I've seen international phone calls go from being charged by the 32nd to close to free video calls to anyone, anywhere in the world. I assume that interconnectedness is easier in the future, but does that make it less meaningful? Do our paths still intersect in unlikely ways anymore? As I write this, the term artificial intelligence has become the phrase du jour in education, and I guess the world. What does artificial mean to you? Artificial sweeteners cause cancer. Artificial limbs give a new lease on life. Artificial intelligence is standing on the precipice. Stardust, which way did it fall? My name is Michael Murphy, and thank you for joining me today for Dear Stardust, which I'm recording live at the 2025 ACEL National Conference. Dear Stardust is a project where people are invited to write letters to the future and have it recorded as history in the moment, and a way of opening a time capsule in real time. The only rule? We address the future at a time of your choosing with the salutation, Dear Stardust. My friend James recently showed me the notes of a classroom observation, and it reads as follows. Teacher instruction is clear, but the teacher spends far too much time talking and doesn't allow the students nearly enough time to attempt complex problems by themselves. This passage was from an Inspector General's report from 1919. This was around the same time that the principal's log identified a marked increase in the number of students off with a respiratory illness. I wonder when that principal was alerted to the Spanish flu outbreak occurring within his school. I also wonder how many principals in the room today are suffering an increased number of H1N1 related release lessons. You see, we learn much about today by looking at the past, but we can learn much more still by looking at how we perceive the future. I've had the pleasure of hearing letters from many principals, many practitioners, and many politicians, and they've shared with me their eyes on the future. Today, I'm going to weave them together for you.
Just as I reflect on the implications of tribalism in sport, I find myself contemplating similar questions about education. Do I love my educational tribe more than education itself?
That's the voice of Adam Kuss. In his letter, he spoke of tribalism and wanting to dismantle polarity. He signed his letter off like this.
Stardust, I hope to meet and celebrate with you in your time, under the banner of one educational tribe.
Professor Phil Cummins wrote a stunning letter to Stardust and reflected to his ancestors.
They were in equal measure both blessed and burdened by our joined up songline.
Which again speaks to how we really see belonging. Candice Prosser, an exceptional ABC journalist, spoke directly to her daughter in her letter.
To my child, the biggest love of my life, here are my hopes for you, my darling. Find and hold on to all the things that bring you joy, true love, happiness, belonging. Find your tribe, the people who share a kindred spirit, a vitality, a special bond.
In each case, what I hear is a desire for belonging and appreciative connection. What came through most with the letters that I've received so far is that education discourse is currently at a stage of right, wrong, us, them, either, or, and that our preferred future needs to challenge that. How we do that? That's less clear. One letter I received stopped me in my tracks.
I worry that we've built a world where success is so celebrated and failure is so feared that many of our youth are quietly retreating from the very act of trying.
That's the voice of Nick Pellegrini from the Special Assistance School for Youth, and his letter, addressed just 10 years into the future, reminded me that we are very much dealing with an unequal field. Tammy Bart addressed her ancestors and all of us with her letter.
Tomorrow is made in today's choices. Indigenous peoples are and will always be pillars of strength, holders of ancient wisdom, teachers of balance. Yet too often this wisdom is overlooked, undervalued or commodified.
So how do our authors think that we can achieve the future that they look towards? Well, Minister for Education in South Australia, Blair Boyer, had a realistic and in sometimes apolitical look.
That have, with a little luck and a lot of hard work, hopefully fundamentally shifted the community that you are now growing up in. My hope is that in the South Australia you call home, whether or not you're able to reach your potential is no longer a matter of luck. That your postcode or your family's financial means do not predetermine your ability to succeed.
Tammy again reminds us though that it's not just hard work or a bit of luck.
This is what transformation requires. The courage to reveal truths that disrupt comfort.
Principals like Anita Zocchi from the University Senior College know what can be achieved for all Australians.
As a child of migrants to Australia, I was raised to believe fiercely in the power of education, not just as a ladder to personal success, but as a bridge to uplift families, to strengthen communities, and to empower a nation.
So what do we do with all of this? Well, I like the beautiful words of Phil Cummins.
I trust they will have passed on to you as much as was needed to live well and do deeds both worthwhile and noble.
I could weave these letters together all day. If you do want to hear them in full, come and see me at the ACEL Leaders Lounge and please record your own letter to Stardust. Speaking of which, I need to finish mine off. Stardust 2025 does not look like a time of kindness. I doubt it will be remembered as a time of human beings at their best, but we are good people. Good people, though, don't leave our mark on this time or each other with smoothness. It's our roughness and our imperfections that leave a mark on the world. Stardust, I'm confronted with my own ego, as I really want to make a mark, but it's challenging me to learn to lean into my imperfection to do so. I'm going to end my letter by thanking you, Stardust. Thank you for breathing new life into my work. Thank you for being a custodian of me and my family. And thank you for being a teacher, whatever form that takes. Thank you for the maps we're yet to draw. And thank you for opening this letter today. It's the 16th of January, 2087, and it's my 100th birthday.